Welcome back to Just Callum, and today we're going to be showing 3 different types of fully enclosed tarps. So stick around and be prepared to learn. The first type of tarp setup we're going to do is an Isosceles tarp setup. What we're going to do is we're going to lay our tarpaulin. This is the DD 3x3 meter tarpaulin. I'm going to lay this flat out on the floor with the waterproof side facing down. You're going to need 3 pegs for this. The first thing you want to do is peg out the correct points. I will now show you how you do that. So you're going to lay your tarp as you look at your tree to the right but in line. Okay. First point you're going to peg out is your corner. Oh, beautiful, nice and soft ground. Second point is you're going to peg out this corner here, like so. Beautiful. And the third point you're going to peg out is the middle tile point on this top edge next to the tree. Okay, so you have your square tarpaulin pegged out correctly, so that's as you're standing next to the tree on your right, one to your bottom right, far right, and then one in the middle of the tarp to your left. Next thing you're going to do is grab yourself 1 meter of paracord and do a bowline knot on the end. And what I'm going to do with that bowline is pinch the middle, so pinch the middle part of this edge, so it's my right hand side is my right hand side is the middle of that edge, and I'm going to put my bowline through it and use it, put the bowline through that, and just put the other end of the rope, or the paracord in this case, through the bowline, and it should pull tight like that. Now, this won't look great straight away, but it will get better, don't you worry. Okay, so I'm going to tie this up to my tree. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the tree, go over the rope like that, over my paracord like that, pull it towards you, go around again, so it almost locks in on itself like that. Go around once more, and I'm just going to push that over the top of the bit of rope attached to the tree, back through itself, and pull tight like that, and that ain't going anywhere. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 2 bottom corners here. One's going to go to this here, one's going to go to here, like that, and then I have my Isosceles tent. Just put those in there. What you can do as well, if you wanted, is pin these 2 down here. That brings a bit more stability inside the tent. Grab another piece of paracord, tie it to my middle point here, put it back, and stake it into the ground. I'm just going to do a taut line hitch, I reckon, and peg that. There it is. Take a look inside. I have 2 doors, this being one, the other one being another, but I also have a ground sheet. If I wanted, I could just peg that out there for a bit more coverage. It does mean that I don't have a fully sealed tent, but I do have a bit of a vestibule here. So let's get in here. There is more than plenty of space for one person and his gear. I can also bring a couple of pegs if I wanted to, just to put these 2 together here. Peg that outside down, fully enclosed, completely dry, and very easy to open up. Right, on to the next one. Okay, so the next type of tent we're going to do, next 2 types of tent we're going to do, we'll be using a ridge line. I'm going to set that up, then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so we've set up our ridge line. We've got a bowline knot with a quick release on one end, and then a standard trucker's hitch on the other end with the rope tied up and tucked in. Next thing we're going to do is going to take our tarpaulin grab ourselves 3 pegs, just like this. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is going to put a prusik loop in the centre. I'm just going to use this bit of rope, this bit of paracord that I used earlier, but I'm going to use the loop on the end of the paracord. And I'm just going to feed that through 3 times, just like that. And that will make me a prusik loop. And that's something I can slide along nice and smooth, but when put under pressure, it keeps taut. Cool, so just a prusik loop there, and then I've got my little loop. There it is. Cool, right, so what we're going to do is, with my tarpaulin, I'm going to get the middle piece, middle loop, which is this one here. I'm going to put it through there, my prusik loop through there, and grab a peg and put that through my prusik loop, and that will essentially be a stopper. Cool. So grab my 2 other pegs, and I'll peg out 2 of the corners, that making sure that back edge is straight. And I'm going to come round to the front and take my 2 other corners, being this one, and I'm going to pin those down together, one on top of the other. Nice and taut on both corners. Don't worry, there will be a giant flap. That will make sense in a second. So this giant flap is your door. There is your door. Come on into my humble abode. As you can tell, there's loads of room all the way around, on my right as well. Beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin this door down, and you'll see how it becomes fully enclosed. Let's go. Now, it doesn't help the fact that I've got a lot of wind coming from that direction. So this all looks caved, but it's not actually caved, it's just pegged down. So when you come around the back, you'll see how much room I have here and how much height as well I can sit up in this. Drawbacks of this is you are straight on the ground, so if it has been raining like it has all of today, you will get a bit wet after setting this up. Unlike the Isosceles tarp tent as previous, this hasn't got a ground sheet, so it has got a bit of a negative side to it, but it is more room inside than the Isosceles tent. This is a fully enclosed pyramid tent, they call it. All you're after is just something that keeps you dry, vaguely warm, and out of the wind as well. Brilliant. Right, let's set the next tent. Okay, so the final type of tent we're going to do, I'm going to have to use this other piece of meter long paracord and make with my bowline. I'm going to make another prusik loop. So I'm just going to pass that through again as I did before. Pass it through another time, and one more time, like that. Okay, so this does just look like a piece of paracord just hanging off, but there is actually a prusik loop at the top end attached with the looped over with the bowline. So let's set up this next tent. Now this tent I'm about to set up, I've tried before. I'm not very good at it, so bear with me. This is the forester tent, made out of a tarp, and the key with this tent, as far as I've been told, or worked out at least, is to have your ridgeline the right height. Now, whether that's going to work out today is to be seen, but I think this could work. Okay, just do a standard knot, and then just a slip knot over the top of that. One, and then here's 2, just like that. Now I can pull that taut, like this. Next step is to pin out my 2. So just to clarify, I've gone from my middle line of my tarp, 1 in from each end. So there's the 2 kind of number 2 and number 4 hooking points on my tarpaulin. I'm now going to pull down about here and peg that out, and then peg the same again, so it is in line with these 2 middle pieces. Yeah, you see what I mean. One there, one there. Make sure not to make your angles when you pull the top out too far away from the middle. You'll see why in a minute. It's one of the reasons I failed last time I tried to do this. I'm going to pull that in about there. It will look slack. That's not an issue. Do the exact same as I did on the other side. So, and basically, this is just a variation of an A-frame shelter. So if you come to the end here, you'll see that I've got all this slack here. What I'm going to do now, so I'm going to take this loop here, the other end in from the corner. I'm going to bring it into the middle, and then this end in from the corner, the opposite side. I'm just going to cross them over. So I'm going to put one peg in here, like that. Tuck this underneath, and I'm going to get another peg and peg it down there, just in next to the previous peg. So if you come around the other side here, you'll see my entrance. You can see the entrance there, into there. Massive amounts of space, full length. If I wanted to, I could pin this one up instead and have an open front with my back edge facing the wind or what have you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a completely enclosed tarp tent. So I'm going to do what I did before. Grab one from the corner, take that down and tuck that under, and then fold that in and peg that down as well, just like that. Once you've tucked under, then you can just unhook from your peg, and there's your door. Come on in. And in here, you'll see we have loads of ground space, plenty of headroom. You're protected from all four corners, and even better than that, you've got room for 2, maybe even 3 people. Not 3 people with the gear, but 2 people in their gear, definitely. So lots and lots of room in this one. This is probably my personal favourite out of all the tents I do. It can't be freestanding unless you have 2 trekking poles, but you just put one up in one corner and one up in the other, and then just do a clove hitch around the 2 on the outside of the tarp, just to tie it off. But that's to do a freestanding one. This is one involving a ridgeline. So, hope you've enjoyed this. Let's get out and review. Okay, so thank you for watching. I really appreciate that. That was 3 fully enclosed tarp tents. We have the Isosceles, we had the Pyramid, and finally, my personal favourite, the Foresters. Hopefully this has been informative. If it has, drop me a like. And of course, leave a comment if there's another type of tent you want me to do, which was fully enclosed, or if you just want me to try and do something different. Please let me know. If you like this video, also please do consider subscribing. Every subscriber counts, as they say, and I appreciate all the love you give me. Coming out and doing these videos, really, I find a lot of enjoyment in it, and it's very enjoyable to be able to share it with you guys as well. So hopefully I can keep going and come up with lots of new creative ideas to film for you guys. I appreciate all your interactions. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.